I'm recording.
Okay, I'm silent.
Okay. Okay, hold on a sec. Can I fucking... Okay. Oh, okay, so this is entertaining, huh? I'm glad I'm...
Do you mind me?
No, this is good. It's like you want me to fail.
No.
Okay. It was exactly on this day that one of the most highly anticipated games of the decade emerged out of CD Projekt Red's poop hole. And we all know the story from there. Game-breaking bugs, performance issues, physics jank, etc, yada 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 yada. But I, along with many others, actually enjoyed our first playthrough because the game still offered a compelling story, interesting characters, and a really cool environment. Sometimes I think that's about the only thing the game has going for it, but I dissect. No, I digest. Wait, I digress. My first thought upon finishing the game was, you know, it's a little rough around the edges, which is a massive understatement, but I will replay it one day. I mean, hopefully by that time, all the bugs, well, most of the bugs, well, okay, some of the bugs will be fixed, and I get to roam around
the glorious Night City
one more time. And hear the characters say biz over and over and over again, like it was cool the first millionth time.
Oh, where I'm from, you share a bit about your soul before you talk biz.
Anyway, I downloaded the game, which took about 8 hours because my internet sucks, and then I played it for about 2 because the game sucks. But no, seriously, how was it? Let me think of a word. Awfully disappointing. That's 2 words. So I began thinking and speculating, how come I enjoyed the exact same game a year ago and now I don't? And after hours of intense quantum calculations, I concluded this. When you're having your first playthrough in a game that's predominantly focused on story, then you're obviously gonna be focused more on the story, duh. Because that's the exciting part. You've never experienced it before. So like everything else, the gameplay, weird glitches, and terrible AI, they all kind of come secondary. But when you're playing these types of games for the second time, that's when they come to the top.
That's what she said!
Michael, please.
I thought a year was more than enough time to smooth things out with Cyberpunk, but sadly, it just wasn't the case. Anyway, this whole shabacle probably has a lot to do with the game's engine, the Red Engine, aka jank. And it really shows, taking all the great things that Cyberpunk has to offer and just putting them in the poo-poo bin, making the experience way less immersive and enjoyable. But I do have to admit, it can be pretty fucking hilarious. After I finished the game a year ago, I tweeted this, and I still genuinely think that's true. The game's great, but it only applies to those who haven't played it before. Oh, and if you are watching this video and wondering if you should play it, then do it. This is frustrating.
Well, actually, you should just have the minimum amount of expectation coming into this.
That's what she said.
That's my joke. Damn it, Dwight.
Okay, but playing the game a year ago, I was really hooked because under all that pile of biz, I really believed there was something special. But playing it now, I'm just thoroughly disappointed and bored after 2 hours. Yeah, they added a few things and promised DLCs, but I'm afraid that's just not enough. Another element which adds value to the replayability of a game is giving options. Different paths and choices you can make, influencing the story, the ending, and just generally being more flexible and real. Something that Rockstar Games is really famous for. That's a joke, and a bad one. In Cyberpunk, you don't have much of that either. I mean, except a couple of endings, which by the way, one of them just plain finishes the game. Like, hey, it's over. Wanna do it one more time? Fuck no.
That's what she said.
You already did me.
I mean, what's the point of having a huge map when there's literally no incentive to explore aside from looting and looking at cool designs? The NPCs are brainless and only reply with one cringy line when you try to talk to them, located in a universe where the laws of physics are set by a 15-year-old who sniffed too much glue. The gun mechanics aren't satisfying either, and this packing concept with the way it's implemented just doesn't work. Like, I beat the whole game not using this hacking thing at all, except when you have to. Another section done wrong in my opinion is the perks mechanic. They're all mostly passive, it's just boring. Like, when you really grind a game, you'd expect to be able to do more exciting things. A really good example of this done right is God of War 2018, where all the points you earn are used to give you a new, exciting way to play the game. And you actually have to pick and strategize rather than just brainlessly filling the gimmick cup full of shit. When I objectively look at Cyberpunk, I can see all the great ideas and concepts that were implemented wrong. You know, it's kind of hard to care about something that doesn't really care about itself. Okay, we've been talking too much smack about the game, and I really feel like it's only fair to now say what it actually does right. For starters, the sound design is pretty solid. I mean, it doesn't like blow me away or anything, and it sure as shit isn't as iconic as... but it is cool. The tracks are also a pretty good selection, and the game's score with the mo 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 wow 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 wow. Yeah, it's pretty fucking fire. When you're walking down the street and the pedestrian thingy goes off saying, "Now walk," you kind of feel the atmosphere of the game a bit more. Or, I don't know, it's just cool. The gun sounds are pretty fucking cool as well, especially the big Chungus sniper rifle. And obviously there's this whole visual design which is supposed to be semi-dystopian, post-modern punk thing, and it's done right in my not so humble opinion. The detail is certainly there. The feel is sorta kinda there if you exclude the unintelligent AI, but the game's epic story, analogous to a proud man with a massive brain, is what the developers' bragging should be about. And just like the man, it tries to skull fuck you. It's gripping, gloomy, and dark with occasional sarcastic wisdomry by Johnny Silverhand, which makes the game enjoyable to play, or more accurately, listen to.
Know what? You're starting to remind me of me, 50 years back. Minus the charisma. An impressive cock.
The pacing is really good as well. It doesn't feel too slow or too fast. And while I did talk shit about the endings, they are really not that bad. Given that the game was really designed to be explored before all the endings occur. When you are roaming around the Night City, it gives you a proper chance to explore the environment and find new bugs. The characters are fleshed out and have proper depth, none of whom can you truly call extra. Wait, is it who or is it whom? I don't think there's anyone who thinks there's a cooler character to Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk, especially when you get to play part of his backstory. All the shit that he says to you suddenly makes a lot more sense. I also like the rather interesting crossover between V, the main character, and Johnny Silverhand, which is done in kind of a clever way. Like history repeating itself and nothing we do really changes things for good and blah 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 blah. Everything's temporary kind of philosophy. Also, regarding the sci-fi and all the tech shown in the game, it is for the most part done classically, taking the true sorta kinda scientific elements, then spicing them up with just the right amount of imagination, and the narrative isn't weak.
It worked. I did it.
The missions are also okay, though a bit too linear and scripted. But then again, that's to be expected. The graphics are certainly impressive, but again, the game not being super optimized makes it a really cool playable benchmark. I mean, overall, Cyberpunk isn't really that bad. It's just an above average multi-million-dollar flop. Everyone was expecting a lot more, but it just didn't. It didn't deliver. And okay, I get this video is a literal ping pong of me going, you should play this game, you shouldn't. Wait, you should play it. Oh wait, no, you shouldn't. But I'll leave you with this. If you haven't played Cyberpunk, play it. It's good, it's great, it's awesome. But if you have, then maybe don't, because it's garbage, it's trash, it's not worth it. Does that make sense?